Title of today's message is Go Through It. How many of you ever talked to someone and you said, how are you doing? They're like, I'm going through it, man. I'm going through it. How many of you know when they say I'm going through it, they're not like meaning I'm going through it with victory. They're like, I'm just going, I'm under it, really. It's more like I'm being beat up by it. And I want you to know that movers and shakers go through it. I mean, you'll have circumstances, but you need to know that you are a mover and shaker and you go through it. Movers and shakers shouldn't stand still enough to not go through it. We should be moving enough and shaking enough to go through it. And I want to start with this story of Joseph. My wife touched it a little bit. That Joseph had a dream. How many remember Joseph had a dream? He had two dreams. One was about he and his brothers were out and they were gathering up the harvest of wheat and they were putting him in these sheaves. And as they were doing that, his seemed to be overpowering, and the one that was in charge and commanding. And so his brothers were offended at that. They were like, "Who do you think you are?" They already didn't like him because he was kind of like what they consider the tattletale, but he was an investigator, is what I'm going to call him. He was an investigator, and he was the one that was investigating things for his dad, and so. They didn't like him. And the Bible literally says they had nothing good to say to him. Not just about him, but nothing good to say to him. Now, that's hard to live in the same house and you have nothing good to say to that person. That's a squabble of a level that most of us have never had. I mean, you can at least say you're good at, you put the toilet seat down or something. There's always at least one thing good to say about someone, but they had nothing good to say about him. And then he had another dream, and the dream was he was in the stars. It was about stars, and it ultimately showed that he was going to have this superior place even over and above his family, his parents. And he told his parents, and they were kind of like, wait, who do you think you are? And so they were a little bit offended at him. And then it gets to this part that we're going to start. We're going to start our reading. And then it says here in verse 12 of Genesis 37, verse 12, says, so soon after this, Joseph's brothers went to pasture their father's flocks at Shechem. Shechem is always a place where you have to roll away something of the old. You have to let go of something of the old. Before they could cross over the Jordan, the children of Israel had to go to Shechem. They had to roll away their sins. And before they could go to the next level, they went to Shechem. And as they went to Shechem, it says when they had gone there, and when they had been gone for some time, Jacob said to Joseph, "Your brothers are pasturing the sheep in Shechem. Get ready, and I will send you to them." And I love this because he says, "Get ready." And I don't know what kind of get ready he needed to have to go and do this, but here Joseph said, "I'm ready." How many know you are probably ready before God tells you to go? If you guys just heard me, you would not be so upset with the fact that you don't have your go yet. Because I always felt ready. I feel like I'm always late. I felt like, God, you should have moved on this so long ago. I'm waiting around for you, God. You guys don't have that feeling yet. Okay. But you have to understand that when you are a get up and goer, you are a mover and a shaker, you have this sense that you're always ready. Movers and shakers are always ready. And here he's just waiting for the assignment. He says, get ready, I'm going to send you. He says, I'm already ready. I want you to be a mover and shaker, that you're not trying to get ready for an opportunity, but when the opportunity comes, you're ready for that opportunity. I've already practiced my message. I already know exactly what I'm going to teach. I already know exactly what I'm going to sing. I don't need you to get ready when I ask you. I need you to be ready. Come on, somebody. Be ready. And so you need to know that that God's looking for, and leaders are looking for people who are getting ready. That you're not told to get ready, but when you're told to get ready, you're like, I'm already ready. I could preach all day on this. I'm already ready. Maybe we'll just change this sermon and go, I'm already ready. You need to know that there's a get ready season, and that season is before your assignment. Before your assignment. And so he says, get ready. He says, I'm already ready. And Joseph replied, and he says in verse 14, he says, go and see how your brothers and the flocks are getting along. I want you to know this is important, that you see that he's a tattletale only because his dad is like, go see what your brothers are up to. Look what he says. Go and see what they're up to, and then bring me back word. He didn't say go help them. Can you imagine you're out there taking care of the sheep, and all of a sudden your little brother comes, and he's just walking around. what you doing? Oh, you guys aren't with me this morning. What you doing over there? And then he doesn't pick up not one, doesn't brush a sheep. He doesn't feed a sheep. Oh, you guys aren't tracking with me. You've never had anybody around that they do nothing. Okay, you don't know what it's like to watch. You're busy. And they come and go, what you doing? You mean you can't tell what I'm doing? You don't know what this is? You've never picked up a shovel? You need to get this motion down. See, picking up. See, then he just looks, and then he's going to go back home. Now, how many of you would hate him too? Oh, see, you guys don't want to. You guys are all Christian today. You're being all born again. You need to realize there's a real part of you that says, I would knock him upside the head. He's so lazy. And he gets the best suit. His dad gave him a beautiful suit, a beautiful jacket. Oh man, you guys like to read into the Bible, and so this is what he's going to do. He's going to go looking. You got to see why they don't like him, but he's just following orders. He's just doing his assignment. Can I tell you that there's some people that are not going to like that your assignment is a little bit easier than theirs? They're not going to like that your assignment looks different than theirs. They're not going to like the fact that you may have a little bit more of a breakthrough than you may have a little bit more favor in areas. They're not going to like it, but it doesn't matter. You need to be, what you doing, and just walk back. My assignment is not to brush the sheep. My assignment is to tell on you. Come on, somebody. We need to be okay if your assignment is the one to tell on them. I wish I had that assignment. I can't wait to tell on, Ooh, I'm telling on all y'all. I'm telling on everyone, all y'all. I got favor of many colors. Leave my jacket alone. Don't touch me. Right? You need to know that everybody has different assignments. And you can't gripe at someone else's assignment if it's easier than yours. It looks easier. But it's not easier because you are hated by everybody. I would much rather brush a sheep than get hated by everybody. Sheep come up, cuddle. They love the brush. Come on, somebody. And you don't get even a cuddle. You get a coat. You got to warm up to your own coat. It says that he says, bring me back report. And so Jacob sent him on his way. How many of this is assignment? The whole thing about this movers and shakers is about living life with an assignment. Living with something to do. Going somewhere, being a part of something that's moving forward. It's important that you have an assignment in your life and that you have an assignment that you're going to bring some report back on. And so Jacob sent him on his way, and Joseph traveled to Shechem, and from their home in the valley of Hebron. And when he arrived there, a man from the area noticed him wandering around the countryside. I thought this was a great place to stop. He was wandering around the countryside. What are you looking for? He asked. I want you to see that sometimes you're on the assignment, and when you are on assignment, it may look like you're wandering around, but you know what you're looking for. I know what I'm looking for. I just don't see it. And what happened is that what he was looking for moved. They weren't where they were supposed to be. How many of you know that there's sometimes you are wandering around in a circumstance because of the partnership that was supposed to partner with you moved? And the relationship that was supposed to be connecting moved, that something moved on you. And now you're just kind of wandering around trying to figure out where's the one, because I'm in my appointment. Why aren't you in your appointment? And disappointed people always move from their appointed place. And some of us are trying to rely on our next level, looking and wandering around, waiting for the disappointed people to come back. And they move from one place to another, from the place where they need to roll away their past regrets and their past sins and their bitterness. They need to remove it at Shechem. Instead, they decided to move past Shechem and go to the place the place was called double wells, two flows, two different mindsets. And so we're wandering around and we're thinking, where is the people that were supposed to meet me here? Where are the people that I was supposed to encounter? Where's my assignment? Where are the people that were supposed to engage me here? And they moved because they were double-minded. A double-minded person is always unstable. Oh, did I get too intense? And I realize that the fact is whenever I'm trying to go to my next level, I'm going in there and I find myself wandering in a space. And I'm thinking, why aren't the people that are supposed to be in this position in their position? It's because the moment they move from Shechem where they're supposed to roll away their stuff, they're so busy allowing their stuff to give them two mindsets. And they get out of place. They find themselves in the wrong place at the wrong time, doing the wrong things with the wrong people, instead of being in the right place at the right time, doing the right things with the right people. You know what it's like to be held up by not by your gift, not by your talent, but by someone else. It's amazing how movable people are. And yet it makes you look like you're wandering even though you're in the right place, looking for the right people that are in the wrong place, doing the wrong thing. It's amazing. Every time my next level, every time I hear God saying, get ready for this. It's amazing how many people move and shake the wrong way. They get moved or they get shaken. But we're looking for movers and shakers. We're looking for movers. Come on. God's looking for movers and shakers. People who can lock in and go, this is the assignment. I know where I'm going. We're building something here. When you start building something, you start working on something, you start building something, it's amazing how many people start to disappear because they have a double-mindedness. Double-mindedness. And what's really important is that there always will be an angel there to help you, though. I love that this gentleman is like, okay, I see you wandering around. I noticed something. You're here. You're just wandering around. But I love the fact that Joseph was in his assignment, right where he needed to be. You can be in your assignment and look like you're a wanderer. You can be right where God wants you to be and look like you're completely confused. And you're not confused because you don't know what you're looking for. You're confused because what you were looking for has moved. They changed. Did you hear that? They may be there, but they changed. Something happened to you. And I'm just here wondering because I don't know what to do next because what I expected from you is not what I'm getting from you. You changed. You're different. Now you have me in this place where you're supposed to be moving and rolling away stuff with me. And the fact is you're not. You're holding on to it. So now your mind is double. You like me one day and you don't like me the next day. You're wondering about me. Now I'm wondering in my space. And you have to get past all. We have to grow up. And realize our assignment is big. I mean, this assignment is huge. Is there anyone with me here today? You need to understand the assignment. So the Bible gives us this encouragement. Even though you're wandering through the shadows, the valley of Hebron. Valley of shadows of death. Even though you're wandering through this valley, you need to know you're going through. His rod and his staff. Come on, somebody. Come on, I'm going to get comforted in this. Something's going to show up that's going to help me in the midst of this. And I may feel like I'm wondering, but I'm going to find my place here in a moment. I'm going to find my groove again. Something's going to kick in the right. Something's going to kick in. I'm going to get the help that I need. I may look like I'm out of my mind for a second, but don't get distracted by that. I have something in my heart. I'm looking for something. If you are in a wandering place, don't stop looking. That's what I like is that he's wandering around. He didn't just stand there, but he kept walking around. Maybe they're on this side of the room. Okay, maybe they're over here. Keep on looking and you'll find something or you'll find a new post to help you go to the next place. This gentleman says, listen, I see you wandering around. Can I help you? What are you looking for? Sometimes I look like that in stores. Safeway. Going down the aisle that I have never been down before. That stock clerk that's just as confused as me goes, can I help you? Yeah, can I? You know where the green beans are? Not the ones in the can, but the one. Well, let me see. How many of you have ever had them? Then they're wandering around with you. Let me ask somebody real quick. You know what? I'm going to check in the back room. You guys have never been in that. But I'm sitting there going, now I'm sitting. And I would rather keep on wandering. The Bible gives us this beautiful picture. If we can just read this scripture for a moment. Here's Luke chapter 6, verse 35. It says, but love your enemies. Oh, what a tough thing. It's amazing how the body of Christ calls someone an enemy, and then they choose not to love them. But the Bible doesn't give us the permission not to love our enemies. I mean, there's people you would want to trip, but you got to love them so you don't trip them. You'd want to slap them. Come on. As easy as it is to unfriend someone. Come on, somebody. Teach you a lesson. People unfriend me, I have no idea because I don't even look. Oh, praise the Lord. So if you unfriended me, I don't care. But love your enemies. Someone say, love your enemies and do good. That's a good choice. Because if I love my enemies, I'm not doing good. If I hate my enemies, I'm not doing good. But if I love my enemies, I'm doing good. See, my heart condition is conditional to my work condition. I can't do good and hate. So if you're a hater, then you're not a good doer. You're not a good dude. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. It says, love your enemies and do good and lend, expecting nothing back. I'm like, those are two contradictions in my mind. But praise the Lord, we need to get saved. Even though I'm lending to you, I'm not going to, if it comes back, that's great. If it doesn't, I'm not going to expect anything back. That's a gracious kind of lending. There's a generosity in that. Even though I am a lender, even though I'm a bank to you, there's a generosity that says, here you go. If it comes back, that's great. It's just going to be another opportunity for me to give again. I'm talking about a generous thought process, a generous mindset. See, the people that I find that move from their position, they lose generosity in their heart and their mind. Now watch this, what it says. It says, then your reward will be great, and you will be sons of the Most High God. Now, if I want to be like God, we all say, I want to be like God, but we hate people. How can you be like the Most High God and not love your enemies? I know it's a big dramatic thing here. We're just headed somewhere here. We're not going to stay there. So if you have someone that you don't like to see during, Christmas, it's okay. We'll get it right. But the fact is you got to love your enemies. You got to love them. You got to want the best for them. You don't want to just say, I can't wait till you go to hell. I mean, like the fiery place. You guys, shoot. You thought I went urban. No. We're in Bellevue. Look at, because he is kind. Look at your God. This is how he's saying how you need to be. Because he is kind to the ungrateful. I wish they would just say thank you. No. You still have to be kind to the ungrateful. Oh, they don't appreciate me. You know how many family squabbles would be handled if we would just. Well, they're ungrateful. No, but if I'm choosing, I don't know. My heart condition is not their heart condition. I need to take care of my heart condition. My heart condition says I'm going to be kind, even though you never say thank you. I'm not going to go, here's your dinner. You don't never say thank you. Right? No, I'm not. You and it's still frozen. It's still frozen. Come on, somebody. Here's a spoon. Yeah. Come on, you have to, even though they never say thank you. If you're going to be like your God, you have to be kind. If you're going to be like God, you have to be kind. He says, because he is kind to ungrateful and evil people. Some of you guys have been cleaning your gun. We about to take out some evil. Right up in here, boy. You need to know. I mean, of course, you have to protect your house. But the fact is, we got to qualify that you determine, I'm going to be kind to you as you're running out. But if you come in this way, I'm going to act like God in the end of the days. I'm about to send you. About to be Armageddon up in here, boy. Because he is kind to ungrateful, some say ungrateful. Now this is important because this is all leading up. This is all leading up to the next verse. Ungrateful and evil people. Verse 36. It says this in verse 36, be merciful, just as your Father is merciful. So he's talking about heart conditions. This is going to make sense in a moment. He's talking about heart conditions. Your heart condition, the way your heart is, determines how you're going to live your life around you. If you're merciful in your heart, you're going to be merciful. If you're a heart of mercy, you're going to be merciful. The next is in verse 37. He says in verse 37, do not judge and you will not be judged. So that means I'm going to be a person that's not a judgmental person. I have to choose that person that I'm going to be. You have to choose not to be, I just am not a judgmental person. You are a judgmental person if you don't choose not to be. Because you always have something, we have opinions. You guys don't have any, right? Sure, yeah. You already thought so many things about my wrinkle and my shirt, right? So do you always, because opinions need to be either cast down or lifted up. There's no neutral opinion. So it says, do not judge. If you do not judge, you will not be judged. So this is now getting into the place that if I want mercy coming back to me, I have to be a merciful person. If I want kindness coming back to me, I have to have kindness in my heart. If I don't want to be judged, I can't be a judgmental person. If I don't want condemnation coming back to me, I don't want to be a person of condemnation. Now this tells me that whatever I sow, I'm going to reap. And I love that he's talking about heart conditions because we think our heart belongs to us. But this is telling me that my heart belongs to the people around me. My heart issue is your heart issue. If I don't work on me, that means I'm doing something against you. He says, and you will not be condemned. Forgive. Someone say forgive. And you will be forgiven. Forgive. I mean, I'll forgive them when they say sorry. No, that's not what it says. There's no conditions upon forgiveness. If they never say sorry, I have to forgive. If they never apologize and they never realize that they were wrong, I still have to forgive. Why? Because I don't want to reap unforgiveness. Me holding unforgiveness towards you, it does not help you and doesn't help me. I'm withholding. I need to forgive you because I need to be free in me because I don't want to sow seeds of unforgiveness. The next verse is very powerful. This is what I really wanted to get to. But I wanted to, we always read this verse without the previous verses that build up to it. What he's talking about the whole time is hearts. What he's talking about the whole time is heart conditions. That as you're doing is so your heart is the thing that's producing it. Give. So the whole thing, everything we talked about before, forgiveness is a giving. Mercy is a giving. Not being condemning is a giving. Not being judgmental is giving. Being kind when they're evil is giving. So you and I are givers. We have to be givers every day. We show up. It doesn't mean they're taking offering at work, but they do need you to be a giver. I know it's getting intense, but it's fun. It's fun. We have about a few more minutes. It says, give and it will be given to you good measure. Someone say good measure. Pressed down, shaken together, running over, will be poured into your bosom. Now, this is what you have to understand. If I give forgiveness, it's going to come to me, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, be poured into my lap. If I give condemnation, it's going to be pressed down, shaken together, running over, poured into my lap. If I give hopelessness or judgment, is going to come to me, back to me. So whatever measurement I'm using, I got to expect it to come back, whether it's unforgiveness, whether it's bitterness, whether it's shame. I'm talking to movers and shakers, because movers and shakers can hold a grudge. People who want to get somewhere can hold a grudge at people who didn't help them get there. People who want to get things done can hold a grudge when someone is wondering because of them. Can you imagine the bitterness that could be rolling in this son's heart as he's looking, just trying to do his dad's bidding? He didn't ask to be the one that needed to report. But whatever his dad need, I'm ready. You understand? So there's the wandering, the people missing, all of that can affect you. Where was my friend when I needed them? Where were you when I needed them, right? How many of you know the one person that you're expecting to like your post doesn't like it? And all of a sudden you go and you search them out. What are you doing? Where you been? Who you with? Oh, you guys have no idea. You have no idea. They wrote a post that's similar to mine but contradicting mine. And they weren't even thinking about you. All right, so you guys don't want to act like you're in this new century. You have to understand how your heart is measuring it out so it's coming back to you. You're setting up measurements. You don't like what you're drinking. You don't like what you're eating. You don't like how it's coming back. But you have to understand that's what you're measuring out. Yesterday I was thinking, I was thinking this person is in this circumstance. I wanted to encourage him, but I went to prayer, and the Lord was like, you can't judge that. You can't have that judgment against that. You gotta get involved and help them out. Even though I would have done it differently, but it's not my wondering. I don't know who didn't show up. It's not my assignment. I could judge based upon what I think should have been done, but the fact is, it's not my assignment. If it was my assignment, then I could be the person that says, okay, this is what I'm going to do. But I'm looking from the outside. I'm not and I need to be the guy that's in the wilderness, in the wandering place, going, hey, you look like you're kind of wandering around. Can I help you with something? We have to be able to adjust our hearts and go, you know what, I just don't understand it all, but I do know this. I'm going to be like my Father. I'm going to be kind here. Kindness is up to me. Whatever I determine kindness to be. Is this okay? Now, this is important because this man, this hero, and he's just there. I wish I could preach I wish I would have preached just only on this guy that says, hey, you're wandering out here. Can I help you? What are you looking for? I'm looking for my brothers. They were supposed to be right here. He goes, okay, you know what I heard? I was here. They were here, but I overheard them. I overheard them saying, let's go to this other place. And he goes, okay, that's where they are. That's where they're going. And I need you to know that no matter what you're sowing, no matter what's in your heart, you have to realize that there's another place from where you are right now. Your assignment doesn't stop even though what you're looking for is not there. Lack doesn't determine whether or not your assignment, the people in the wrong place not doing the right thing, that doesn't determine whether or not you can accomplish what you're here on the earth to do. You may have to wander around a little bit more. You may have to go to another place. You may have to do something more than what you expected to do. I wish I had someone just in this last few minutes. You may have to do more than what you expected to do to get it done. But the fact is, the assignment is still the assignment. And finding is still the finding. And looking is still the looking. And going is still the going. And moving is still the moving. And shaking is still the shaking. And you can't stop. Don't let your heart get troubled. Don't let your heart get troubled. Take courage. Meditating on this idea, men, the Bible says, let men pray at all times, taking heart. I thought to myself, I wish I had a better movement of prayer in my church for men. I wish I could just keep our men solid in prayer. I wish our men would take the lead of the church in prayer. Because men are losing their hearts. More men dying of heart failure because men are not taking their hearts by taking courage through prayer. I'm saying that just because I want us not to be a wandering men to give up, but continue to press in. If I can get the men to pray, we can shake this nation. I want you to see this. There's a process here. Give, and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Give, and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together. There's 5 stages. 5 stages where you're processing your next level. 5 stages of you processing your next level, and it has to do with your heart condition. The first is, it starts off with good measure. Someone say good measure. The first thing that God did to Joseph was he gave him a massive dream. He gave him a good measure dream, not a sorry, sad dream of the future. He gave him a big picture. Come on, just track with me for just a few moments. He gave him a big picture. This is what your life's going to be. It's going to be so magnificent. You're going to be like this. You're going to be like this. May God get into your heart and your mind to give you generosity in this season. Generosity means I see life too big to get small. I'm too big in my heart to get down on this detail. Is there anyone in this place just with me? I want you to have a generosity heart, a heart that says, big things are coming my way. Big things are about to happen my way. Oh, God is telling me to dream big. He's not telling me to be small. He's saying, have a good measure. Measure out good. Have a good measure. See things with a good perspective. Give me about 8 minutes of energy and we'll finish off well. We'll finish off well. First thing God did is he gave him a big dream. He said, Joseph, you got to know, when you go to sleep, I'm going to give you, I want to hit you where your consciousness is not telling you it's small. And he gives him a big dream. Then it says, it's pressed down. Someone say pressed down. So he gives you a big dream and then he starts to press on it. You know, my wife said it has to be tested. And the way it tests you to tie itself to you, it gets pressed down. The first thing you see is he comes to his brothers and he's like, hey, guys, what are you guys doing? And he's all happy to see them. And they're talking about him as he's just approaching. They're going, let's kill him. Let's kill him. See, small-mindedness versus big-minded. Small mind wants to kill. Big mind wants to be a blessing. Come on, have a big, generous heart. He says, hey, guys, what's going on? How's it going? They say, let's kill him. One brother says, no, let's not kill him because there's no profit in killing him. Let's sell him. Human traffic him. That's what they did. And the next you know, there's a caravan of people who are used to trafficking people, so they sell them to him. They throw him first in the ditch. Someone say press down. First they put him in a pit. How many of you know that when you get a big vision, the next step is a pit? When you get a big vision, the next step is I don't feel worthy of it. When you get a big vision, the next step is you're looking around and all you see is all the obstacles and all the problems and all the resistance. All you see is the walls that are around you. You know what's wrong with a hole? A hole is nothing but walls. Some of us, we get a big vision and the first thing we get depressed. We get pressed down. You have to expect when you get a big vision, a prophetic word, first thing that comes is, yay, then it's oh. Yo, this is awesome. Why'd you tell me that? You didn't tell me. I was good till you tell me that. Why'd you tell me? Nobody's around and loves me. Anything. You get surrounded by walls. A hole, a pit. They threw him in a pit. You have to see a pit has nothing but one thing, one hole, one opportunity, one open door is up. Some of you get in your pit, the best thing you can realize is I can't go any deeper than this. I can't go any lower than this. I can only go up from here. So you got to press down. He went pressed down. Then it was shaken together. It's amazing. They came and they sold him off. His escape was being sold. His vehicle to his purpose was being sold. His rescue seemed like a bondage. Maybe you've gone through some things, some challenges, some shaking together because it makes you hate that life to where you want to go and set people free from that life. Maybe you wouldn't have had a heart for setting people free there if you hadn't encountered it. Because you refuse to be a victim. Come on, somebody. You refuse to be a victim in it. I am going to now get it free from this, and I'm going to set people free from this. I'm going to be the one that sets all the slaves free. Shaken together. You know what the worst part of shaking together is? He goes and he gets thrown into this pit. He goes and he gets pulled out, and he's in this caravan. He's like, at least I can see the sun. Then he gets thrown into a prison. Let's talk about shaking. Then he gets taken to Potiphar's house. You guys ever had this? You guys have never had any ups and downs in your careers, any ups and downs in your lives, any ups and downs. Whoa, it's going to be good now. Oh, no, it's not good. Oh, it's going to be good now. Oh, it's not good. That's what's shaking together is you got to expect there's going to be some ups and downs as a mover and a shaker. Some days it's going to go well, some days it's going to be tough, but I have to keep my heart. I have to anticipate the best is yet to come. Someone say it with me. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Shaken, up, down. He's like in the prison, and what I love about in the prison, he's not in there sorrowful. He gets tossed in the prison. He gets missed. I mean, he's totally lied about. Potiphar's wife's like, he was looking at me. He was trying to get me. Man. Shoot, he wanted me, right? Lie. It was all lies. He gets thrown down in the prison. He's like, everybody's like, yeah, we know what you are. We about to knock you out, right? He's like, but the fact is he prospers in the prison. See, when you have a heart, what I love is I'm reading this story, and all of a sudden one day it says this, he wakes up, and it's like the sun is shining in the prison. He comes down and says, what's up, guys? Why are you so discouraged? I'm like, how many of you ever been around someone that no matter what, they wake up and, what's up, guys? How are you? This is going to be a great day. I'm so excited about today. Woo! We're all in the prison together. We get to eat prison food. Come on, man. This is going to be great. They just pressed our new prison outfits. This is just, that's a heart of generosity. I'm not going to be bitter. I'm not going to be unforgiving. I'm not going to be judgmental. Because he doesn't want to reap that, so he's not sowing that even if he's in his prison. Someone say, shaking together. Things are shaking here, but they're not yet coming together. One of the things you have to know about this is it says it's shaken together, not shaken apart. Some of you are going through shaking, but you don't know it's only bringing you together with the right kind of stuff. Connected with people that are of the right stuff. I want to do life with people that are of the right stuff. I want to do life with people that are of the right stuff. The same kind of stuff that I'm made of. You know, the things that stick together or that shake together is the same stuff. I don't want to be around with people who've never gone through anything. Because they don't appreciate it when we have to bust through walls. They're like, why is it so hard? Go back over there for a little bit. Go back on over there for a little bit. You go to Easy Town. We about to break open something. Someone say shaking together. He goes from one pit to a prison to Potiphar's house, gets blamed, goes back to another prison, and then all of a sudden he gets raised up to Pharaoh's house. If you've gone this, that's just you're shaking and something's coming together. People are coming together. Come together right now. Oh, come here. You have to understand that your shaking is doing something. And he said the next thing is running over. Someone say running over. Do you know when he got into Pharaoh's house, he had lack of nothing? He lacked nothing. Some of you are getting ready for running over. You've gone through a lot of shaking, enough shaking up to this point. You're about to run over. Let me just prophesy. You're about to run over. Things are just going to run over. See, you're going to just have so much. It's just going to run over. Run over favor, run over blessing, run over forgiveness, run over, right? I love run over. It means I'm no longer, I don't lack margin. Poverty is when you lack margin. Abundance is when you don't lack margin. See, I want to have enough margin of forgiveness for people. I want to have run over forgiveness. I want to have run over grace. I want to have run over kindness. I know you don't deserve it, but I'm just running over here. Let's just splash in it. Come on. Let's just splash in this kind of running over. It's running over. I want you to know this is the time where you step into your abundance. This is when you step in to what you've been sowing is now coming in great amounts back to you. You've been sowing financially, get ready for great amounts to come back to you. You've gone through some of this, you've gone through some of that, you've gone through some of only just looking up, but I want you to know it's about to run over into your life in a new way, and new levels, and new measurements, and new places, new opportunities. And the last thing I see here is he says it's going to, and it will be poured. I like where it says in one translation, it says, and men will pour into your lap, pour into your bosom. Some things are going to fall into your lap in this season. Some things are going to be handed over to you as opportunities to rule and to reign and control into your bosom. You know, it's not into your lap per se, loins, which would mean reproduction, but it's in your lap in per se as the Abraham bosom. It's a pocket here. It's a pocket here. And when it says this, it's talking about you now having authority to rule over things that are bigger than you. So here he is. He's now in this nation. And he's born of a tribe way out there. Farmers, and now he's in charge of this nation. You guys have to see that maybe you're shaken together. You needed someone to betray you and throw you into a pit. You needed to go through a little bit of shaking because in order for this dream to come to pass, this big good measure, you needed to go through all of this so that when you got here, you could rule. And I always ask this question. I said, how did this guy learn to rule in such a way that wherever he went, he was prosperous? It was all the pressed down and the shaking together and the running over and keeping his heart throughout the whole thing. But you want to know, his father set him up. His father set him up to be a great ruler. You know why? Because in order to be a great leader, you have to know what is right and what is wrong. And every time his dad go, check on them and bring back a report, he was teaching him how to be a leader. Not because he was leading, but he was teaching him what was right and what was wrong, what should be done, what shouldn't be done, what was right and what was appropriate. You understand? His investigation on his brothers was the reason he was able to rule and to reign for Pharaoh and for Potiphar. And you may not understand that you've been trained for the moment that you've been prepared for by circumstances of just obeying. Go look over there. Go do this over here. Go get this done right there. And you don't realize it's going to make up the difference of what you need to be in the future. That you're going to stand in the place of ruling a nation that you didn't build. I hope this is getting to you. I don't want this to be a that's going, that's great. I want you to know that God's trying to encourage you to know that if you're a mover and a shaker, you go through stuff, but you go through stuff. You don't stop in it, you go through it. If it's a mover and a shaker, you keep on going. Turn to someone and say, keep on going. Keep going. don't you stop moving. I know you feel like you're getting shaken apart, but don't you stop moving. I know you feel like you're in a pit, but don't you stop moving. I know you feel like you're getting blamed and shamed and slandered, but don't you stop moving. I know you feel like something is coming against you, but don't you stop moving. I know that you feel like everybody's against you, but don't stop moving. I know you feel like it's never going to turn around, but don't you stop moving. I know you feel like you're just getting pulled down, but don't you stop moving. Don't you stop moving. Don't you stop moving. Don't stop moving. Keep on going. Keep on moving. Keep on shaking. Keep on looking. Keep on hoping. Keep on believing. Keep on pressing. Don't you stop moving.